Hey, this is my recap for Botched, Season 1, Episode 2, Janice Dickinson Knows Breast. I am still loving the show. I'm a total medical geek, so I'm loving all the surgery footage. I know some people aren't. Just skip over that part. Super easy. Every episode so far has been one breast job and one nose job. They're probably pretty common procedures and ones that can be screwed up. We've met the patient, seen the consult. So far, every episode, one patient has been turned down, and then we see the surgery and the follow-up. So this episode, we have Janice Dickinson, who is having her breast redone, Cheryl, who is trying to reverse a westernization of the upper eyelids, and Paul, who's trying to fix a nose job. So let's start with Cheryl. So Cheryl was born in China. She moved to America when she was 13. When she was 19, she had a westernization of the upper eyelids, which just changed the shape of her eyes to become more Americanized. That's the correct terminology. This is a very popular surgery in a lot of Asian countries. We do find in the consult that at some point she's had fillers, and she just bought black market fillers from China and then inserted them herself, which is like the scariest thing I've ever heard of. Now, when they do the consult, they start looking at her eyes, and then we get a lot of stuff about, the muscle and point of insertion and fat pads being removed, and a lot of things that I kind of wish they had diagrams to go with it so we could understand a little better the surgery. They said her eyes are very close to, if they did any surgery and something went wrong, her eyes would never be able to shut again, which is like, that just freaked me out so much. She was fine with it. She's like, let's go ahead. And they were like, no, we really safely can't. And then they explained that her surgery was done correctly. She no longer wants that surgery, but there's not really a way to reverse that. So they end up passing and saying the danger was too high. So I'm sorry, Cheryl. I think she's lovely. I think if she has any concerns, I think she's a lovely woman. I didn't see anything. She didn't look bad. So I can stand by their point that it's not really a botched surgery. She just no longer wants it. Now let's go to Janice Dickinson, who had her own reality TV at some point. I don't remember the name. I don't really remember much of what happened other than she had a modeling modeling agency, and she was a real ball buster. That's kind of all I remember about her. She has ridges in her breast, which we find out is actually the skin is thin, and the old breast implants, which are 30 years old, which should be replaced every 10 years, the ridges in those are actually showing through the skin. They're way overdue to be replaced. So she had it all the way over the muscle. They're saying that they should do it under the muscle. They actually gave her two options. One involves cadaver skin, and I never really found out what that would have been because she like shot that down. So they're going to do the new way, which is under the muscle, which is more painful, which is a problem because she is sober, meaning that she doesn't drink or take any kind of narcotics. Now that makes pain management after the surgery a little bit trickier. They obviously want to manage her pain, that's really important, but at the same time, because of the risk of her relapsing, both her concern and the doctors, they have to be really careful. So I think her recovery is going to be a little different. A lot of her recovery is going to happen in a hospital under observation. Anyway, they go ahead, they do the surgery, they remove the implants. She had some masses on her right breast, which they removed to get biopsied, and put new implants, send her home. So she comes back a few days later, and she is a hot mess. She has removed her sterile drain, which now means it's not sterile, so they're trying to take care of that. She's removed her dressing. She's like, I've got to go out tonight. She doesn't want to hear anything Terry has to say. She is asking for more pain medicine. I mean, she's really acting like the Janice in my mind that I remember from the TV show. I can't remember a lot, but that sort of rang true to me. He has her sit down with her, like super serious, like, you are going to ruin this surgery if you don't stop. Like, if you go out and you're going to the gym and you're going out and you're removing your drain and you're removing your dressing, you're going to get an infection and it could kill you. And I mean, it just seems crazy. I think everyone at home is like, what is wrong with her? She comes back in a week later, totally different woman. I think it's a good sign that the medication did affect her mentally a little bit, because she came in and she goes, I don't really remember a lot from last week. I'm really sorry for anything I said, and seems like a really changed woman. And her breasts look great. So congratulations, Janice Dickinson, on your new breasts. And our last patient is Paul. He broke his nose as a kid, and at some point in LA he had it fixed, and it's even worse. So it like veers off to the side. The biggest thing is that he has 2 to 3 headaches or migraines a week that he believes is related to the nose surgery. He can't get a lot of oxygen in, and it's really affecting his home life. So his wife is pregnant with their second child. Congratulations. And he is trying to get that taken care of so that he can be a better father. Same thing as last week. They took a piece of rib. They said he only gets about 20% chance of these headaches going away. So he was hoping for 100%, but he's willing to take the risk. They do the new nose. They do the thing where they fracture the top of the nose. Oh, the sound of that just, oh, when they hit it with a hammer. Oh. Anyway, he's going to have a baby boy, we found out during the episode. He comes back, they remove it, looks great, looks like a totally normal nose. I never ever would guess that he had a nose job. And his headaches are better. So congratulations, it worked. And that is episode 2 of Botched. If you're watching it, let me know in the comments.